Hi guys, it's Craig here. Happy Homebrew Wednesday. Got to kind of keep it down a little bit because I'm decided to do my Homebrew Wednesday up in the living room today. Well, tonight actually, but people are sleeping just over there upstairs there, so I don't want to wake them up. So, there's times when sometimes you just got to go back to basics. I get progressively more creative with some of my videos, and then you find yourself sometimes there's just nowhere left to go, so you got to kind of get back once in a while and just do the basics. So that's what this is. The lighting's kind of poor, but I'm just kind of relaxing here upstairs, playing some video games on my iPad, and decided to do my Homebrew Wednesday video now. So I'm also going to combine this Homebrew Wednesday video with a beer review, Craig's beer review, because I don't really have much else to talk about today. So roll the bumper. Okay, so today I do have a few things to talk about, but we'll do this first. This is a beer I got from a guy by the name of Klaas from Germany, and I've already reviewed one of his other beers on a Craig's beer review video, and so I'm gonna do this one right now. This is a wheat beer. He calls it an Aurora Cascade wheat, and I'll quickly put the recipe up on the screen here for you. I scanned this from a note that he sent me, and if you want to read it, read more of it in more detail, you can pause the video. But so thanks, Klaas, for sending me this beer. It looks really cool. It's been in my fridge for quite a while, so it's pretty clear. And let's grab a thing here and a glass. Well, hang on, let's open the beer first and then we'll get the glass. Okay, so thank you, Klaas. I'm looking forward to this. This is going to be cool. Let's check it out. Oh, there we are. And here's one of my CraigTube glasses. I'm not sure if you can see that in this lighting, but it's one of the ones that was sent to me. It's beautiful. And let's pour this up. Talk about pouring in just a moment, one aspect of it. And so I'm doing this very gently. Certainly no problem with the head production here. And I'll just gently tip that back up so as not to... Yeah, we didn't disturb anything. Good. Okay. Somebody else mentioned this actually, that if you pour a beer into a wet glass, you'll get a little less head formation than if you pour it into a dry glass. And I've noticed that myself. So if you've got a beer that's really lacking in head, make sure you pour it into a dry glass. And if you've got a beer that seems to be overzealous in the foam department, then pour it into a wet glass. Also, I find that it helps, and this is debatable, but I find that it helps if the glass is roughly the same temperature as the beer. So if the beer's cold and you just rinsed out the glass with hot water, you're going to have a problem pouring that beer into that hot glass. But if they're both cold, then it's usually a little more successful. Now you can experiment with that and let me know what you think. Because I haven't really done conclusive experiments with that, but it's sort of something that I think I've noticed. Warm beer into a warm glass, well, that's never a good thing, but I think you're always going to get more foam on your beer if you pour it when it's warm. So what we've got here is not overcarbonation. We've just got a beer with a fantastic head retention. And so let me see if I can catch a nose. Let me top that up just a little. No, I won't, because I don't want to disturb the sediment there. We'll just... Now my sniffer's a little bit off today, as you can hear. So I'm probably going to rely more on my taste buds than my nose, but I am picking up a sort of a hoppy aroma to this, and it's just allergies, you know. So what are you going to do? A couple beers and I'll be fine. So it smells great. It smells awesome. Thank you, class, for sending me this. This is definitely a treat. Drinking someone else's home brew. It's, as you can see, it's very, very clear. It almost looks like a commercial beer, but I'm sure it doesn't taste like one. I'm sure it's much better. Let's give it a whirl. Cheers. The first thing that comes across is a wonderful mouthfeel. It's got a nice sort of creamy, the carbonation is not harsh, it's smooth and very pronounced, but smooth. And that's the carbonation profile. As far as the taste goes, it's a very unobtrusive, slightly hoppy, sort of like an ale, and definitely a premium class beer. Very carbonated. Let's try it again. The head is velvety and frothy, and I don't know if I'll get that on camera, but it's just very it looks like creamed potatoes, like, you know, mashed potatoes, but the ones that are really creamy, like you did them in the food processor. Or actually, it looks like the mashed potatoes that you get out of a box, the ones you just add water to. That's what it looks like. It's very creamy looking. Just chewing on it for a sec there to see if I can. The hell was that? David's up there. Anyway, it's just very clean, very refreshing. Definitely not a lot of bitterness. Very light on the bitterness. Nice smooth malt flavor. A little bit of hop top end there, but nothing really fruity or not fruity. Nothing really citrusy. Just a nice flavor. And that's about all I can, really describe. As far as how much I like it, well, you might be surprised to hear that I like it a lot. We'll talk about that in a minute. I do like it a lot. It's a wonderful tasting beer. And it's just very clean. It's kind of like, sort of like a... you can see the color. It's sort of a copper. I can see that on my monitor, and it looks pretty accurate. Sort of a copper color, not quite amber. So it's like a Pilsner, but it's got that sort of coppery taste to it. I don't know. I'm not a beer reviewer, okay? So I don't want to sit here and try to pretend that I know how to describe these things. But it's very, very good. And thank you again very much sending me this for all the way from Germany. And I'm glad it made it here. It's getting a little tacky these days, whether the beers make it here or not. So, yeah, cheers. It's delicious. I'll say it again. I can't believe that we can make beer like this in our homes. We can actually make sometimes better beer than the commercial breweries. Although there are a lot of commercial breweries out there that make fantastic beer, just not the most popular ones like the big three or whatever you want to call them, Coors, Budweiser, whatever. That's, colored water with some fizz and alcohol in it. Those things. Mind you, I've been known to drink a tall boy Budweiser once in a while, or a Old Milwaukee. Sometimes it's nice to just get back to that nice sort of basic taste, just like this video. That allows you to appreciate the more complex beers even more. So it kind of resets your palate. So this is excellent. Now, is it really? Or do I just like every single beer I taste? Well, this is what's been asked. Here, the truth of the matter is, okay, I'm not a fussy person when it comes to food, okay? I'll eat anything. Ask my mother. It doesn't matter whether it's spinach, Brussels sprouts, ham, meat, fish, crab's legs, escargot, shrimp, seaweed, if it's edible, if it's considered food, I'm probably going to like it. I love food. I don't have a tendency to be repulsed by any particular flavors. There's some foods I like more than others, but, in general, if it's been prepared properly and it's considered a good tasting dish, I will find the good in it. And it's the same with beer. Unless somebody sends me a beer that's absolutely disgusting, they'd have to pretty much do it on purpose. They'd have to say, I'm going to send Craig a disgusting beer. Please don't do that, because it won't get, if it's disgusting, I won't even review it. I'll just turn the camera off and pour it out. So don't think that's a challenge. You have to look at it this way. Sometimes I go up and I buy myself some beers that I've never had, and I drink them. Some of them I like more than others. Some of them are just like, whatever. Probably won't buy that again. It's just normal. It's okay. Some of them, maybe I love. And it's like, oh, this is, fantastic. This is a good beer. Like St. Peter's Winter Ale, or a Young's Double Chocolate Stout, or something like that, or a Guinness, or, whatever. There's times when, the beer is just, amazing. There's times when it's just okay. I don't really run into any encounters where the beer is terrible. Why would there be a beer on the market that's terrible? Terrible means that it's disgusting. Nobody would drink it. And, you have to remember that I'm not a fussy eater or fussy drinker. If I go to a family picnic and everybody brings, potluck or whatever, and everyone brings their own thing, and there's a big spread of food, I will eat every single thing on that table. I'll take a little bit of everything, because that's what I love to do, is try different foods. You take me to a buffet restaurant where you choose all your own foods. We've got one here that's called the Mandarin, and it's an all-you-can-eat buffet, and it's Cantonese, Japanese, Chinese food. So there's a lot of seafood, a lot of sushi, a lot of different things, sort of, everything. It's, and I will take 4 plates of food back to the table. Not at the same time, one after the other. I will try a little bit of everything in that. I would eat anything in that restaurant, anything that's put out as food. That's just the way I am. There's nothing I put in my mouth where I go, ugh, this is disgusting. I can't eat that. That's probably why I don't make a good beer reviewer, because I'm not critical about tastes. It would take something really disgusting to turn me off of it. And I highly doubt that anyone's going to send me a disgusting beer. Why would they send me a beer that they're not proud of? And why would there be a disgusting beer on the shelf? So, let's say I drink a Coors Light. I'll drink it. I won't review it on here, because why? Everybody knows what a Coors Light tastes like. I'm not going to tell you it's disgusting. because it isn't. It's just, it is what it is. It's a basic beer, you know. So that's why you're probably never going to see me do a review. If I do find a beer in the beer store, in a liquor store, that I don't like, I will let you know. If I find one that's just disgustingly repulsive and I can't drink it, I will either return it and ask for another one in the case that it might be spoiled. And if I get the second one and it still tastes like that, I'll review it. I'll tell you. But some people are like, I don't like that. Well, for me, it probably has to be spoiled before I won't eat it or drink it. If it's considered good food or good drink, you can't mix a bunch of crap together and I'll just eat it. I mean, that's not food, that's junk. That's, let's say it took like ice cream, chocolate, eggs, cabbage, a bunch of stuff like that. Put them all in a blender and blended them up like they do on Fear Factor, Of course I'm not going to eat that. That's not considered food. That's something that it's terrible. It's disgusting. And no one would do that unless they were trying to be disgusted over it. Anyway, that's that. So that's all I can tell you about me and beer, is that this is an excellent beer, though. It really is. It's not just an average beer. If it was, I would have stopped this video and probably just sent him an email and said, it's pretty good, but I don't think I'm going to review it. And so, okay. So, cheers. Okay. One more thing. No, it's not a flower plant thing growing out of the grass. It's not a pipe cleaner either. It's to clean your keg, the outlet tube of your keg. And this was one of the things that was sent to me by a viewer. So, and I was looking for one of these things for a while, and I thought, yeah, it'd probably be a good idea to have one of these things. Well, I'm going to tell you something, okay? If you keg your beer and you don't have one of these, you need to get one. I don't know where to buy them. I can't find them anywhere around here. He sent this to me. And if you don't have one of these and you are kegging your beer, you must get one of these, because I used this for the first time on one of my kegs the one keg that I used the most. And you wouldn't believe what came out of that dip tube. It was pretty surprising. And I mean, I wasn't getting any off flavors in my beer or anything, but you can just imagine what's going on in there if you don't get a brush in there and clean it out. You put it in and you just go back and forth and you work your way along and you take it out and the thing is brown. You do it over and over and over again. Finally, you get it clean. Maybe it's a little bit of rust, but I think most of it is beer. Just residue. So if you don't have one of these and you do keg, you need to get one of these. I highly recommend that you do. Otherwise, God knows what you're putting in your, what's getting into your beer when you're serving it. Okay? So that's important. I wanted to mention that. Thank you to the person who sent me that, by the way. Still trying to figure out a way to hang up the CraigTube, the plaque that he sent. I did get a drill and I'm drilling a hole in the wall, so getting it hung up down there. And that's pretty much all I have for this week. Back to basics just for a while, just for this week. I have a lot of work to do tonight, and I've got to get this posted. So let's top this up, and I should be able to fit the rest of this in there now, depending on the. Yeah, there we go. Just watch we don't get the sediment. There. Perfect. I'm actually accumulating a lot of bottles. This particular bottle came all the way from Germany, so I might actually hang on to it. Yeah. So, A lot of the standard bottles I just put in the recycling, but if I get special bottles, I often keep them. It's pretty cool. So that's a little bit more hazy because of the sediment and, you know, the fact that I couldn't pour the whole thing at once. So there's my son. He's got his dubstep or something on there upstairs. Anyways, cheers out, guys. Thank you for watching. Sorry it was a little more mundane this week, but I can't pull things out of my butt every week. The green screen is doing well. It did fall down, but I got new tape, duct tape. Yeah, I didn't know it was called duct tape. I didn't know that was the brand. I thought it was duct tape. I seriously did. My uncle used to work in heating and air conditioning, and there was always a roll of, I know you're not supposed to use it on ducts because the heat doesn't like the tape doesn't like the heat, but we used to put the duct tape over the vents to equalize the different rooms in the house for heat. I just automatically thought it was duct tape. Who knew? I didn't know. Hey, you learn something new every week, don't you? All right, well, hey guys, I hope to see you on Friday on my live broadcast. Same time, same bat channel. And, you know, just come on in, say hi, have a beer. Please don't think I ignore you in the chat room if I don't acknowledge that you're there. Running a cast like that is a lot of work. It's very, very time consuming. It's very, it requires a lot of concentration to get everything timed and the songs lined up and you know, everything. It's very, very, very involved. And if you don't believe me, try doing a cast, you know, open up a JTV channel and try doing your own cast and playing the songs back to back and doing sweepers and talking in between and running everything like that. It's not something you can sit back and just watch the chat room, you know. So I do miss certain people coming in and saying hi, and they think I ignore them and stuff. I don't. Running a cast like that is it's a lot of hard work. I enjoy it, but I do miss parts of the chat room. So if you do come in and say hi, I apologize ahead of time if I don't see you, but I appreciate that you're there. Sit back and enjoy the show and the tunes and the beer talk and the Skype calls and the whatever else goes on there. And hopefully we'll see you there. Okay? Thanks for watching, guys. Cheers out, and we'll see you soon. Take care.